Hey, imagine you've just walked through a long day of meetings, traffic, and a workout that left your shoulders feeling like bricks. You're thinking about splurging on a quick coffee or maybe just flopping on the couch, but you can't shake the nagging thought that a proper unwind could actually make the difference between feeling wrecked and feeling ready for tomorrow. That's the exact spot where a full-body massage chair sits. And today I'm going to walk through whether the Human Touch WholeBody 7.1 is the kind of investment that actually pays off, or if it's just another piece of furniture you'll forget about. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the hesitation most of us feel before dropping a few $1,000s on a chair that's supposed to replace a spa session. The biggest question is usually, will it actually reach the right spots on my body, and will it still feel good after a month of use? With the WholeBody 7.1, the brand is banking on a 7.1-inch swivel base that lets you rotate into a comfortable position without having to twist yourself into a knot. In practice, that means you can sit down, swivel the chair toward you, and the whole backrest follows, giving you a smoother entry and exit. I tested that on a rainy Thursday when I was in a rush. The swivel made it feel less like a gymnastics routine and more like settling into a recliner. The chair's footprint is something you'll notice right away. The seat measures 21 inches wide, 18 inches deep, and 19 inches tall, which sounds compact, but remember the overall chassis stretches well beyond that. If you have a standard living room or a home office corner, you'll need at least a 5 by 7 foot area to accommodate the armrests, footrest, and the base that houses the motor. For a tight studio apartment, that could be a deal breaker. On the other hand, if you have a dedicated relaxation nook, the chair becomes the centerpiece you actually want to show off. Now, about the massage itself. Human Touch markets this model with customizable massage and warm air heating, and the control panel lives on the armrest where you can pick from a handful of programs. The real test is how those programs feel on a lived-in body. I tried the kneading mode after a leg day at the gym, and the rollers did a decent job of targeting the calves and hamstrings without digging in too hard. The intensity levels range from a gentle glide to a firmer press. The higher settings feel more like a deep tissue therapist's hand, which is great if you have chronic lower back tension. However, the chair doesn't have an ultra-high intensity option that some high-end competitors boast. So if you're looking for that bone-crunching, my muscles are on fire experience, you might feel a little underwhelmed. One practical strength that shows up in everyday use is the built-in retractable Ottoman. When you're done with a full-body session and just want to stretch out the legs, the footrest slides out smoothly and can be locked into place. I found it especially handy for reading the news after a short 10-minute quick reset massage because the footrest stays out without having to keep the chair engaged. The warm air heating also adds a subtle but noticeable layer of comfort during colder months. I turned it on during a November evening, and the heat helped my neck muscles loosen up before the rollers even began their work. Noise is a common complaint with motorized chairs, and while I can't quote decibel measurements, the WholeBody 7.1 feels comparable to a quiet dishwasher. The motor hum is audible if you sit very close, but it never overpowers conversation or a TV show. That makes it suitable for a shared living space where you don't want the chair to become a background soundtrack. Setup is another area where buyers often stumble. The chair arrives in several large boxes, and the manual stresses that you follow every step carefully. There's no plug-and-play assembly. You'll need to attach the base, connect the footrest, and secure the control panel before the first use. If you're comfortable with basic furniture assembly, the process takes about an hour with a friend. If you're not, you might want to budget for a professional setup or at least set aside a weekend. The upside is that once it's together, the chair feels sturdy and the swivel mechanism locks securely. So who should consider buying this chair? If you're someone who spends a lot of time at a desk, commutes long distances, or does regular strength training, the WholeBody 7.1 can act as a daily recovery tool. The ability to run a 20-minute session after work and feel a reduction in shoulder tightness is a tangible benefit that can translate into fewer trips to a physical therapist. It also works well for families with multiple users because the programs are simple enough that a teenager can figure them out without much instruction. Who should skip it? First, anyone who lives in a cramped apartment where a 6-foot footprint would dominate.